And as you might imagine, emotions are still running high following Hernandez-Govan's not guilty verdict. Dr. Joseph Kyles and the Reverend Dr. Earl Fisher join us now to talk more about this decision and what it means for the community nearly 4 years since young Dolph's death. Gentlemen, welcome back to 3 at 3. Good to see you both.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Fisher, let's begin with you. When I called you this afternoon, you seemed very surprised by this verdict. Why?
Yeah, well, first, I eulogized young Dolph. I eulogized his aunt, who likely died of a broken heart after her nephew was murdered. And so I think all of us who are trying to be objective about this are disappointed in this. And not because I'm rooting for another black man to go behind bars any more than I'm rooting for any more black people to die by gun violence. But there seems to be something in the air where these cases that seem to be on their face, open and shut and obvious cases, ending up with verdicts not much different than Tyree Nichols' murder and the police officers who we all thought would be found guilty, who were acquitted of all of those charges. And then now you had a DA again saying, I'm disappointed, but I respect the outcome. And so I think even Govan's attorney said, that we need to investigate how we keep coming up into this space. And so I'm concerned, my heart goes out to the family, and I don't think anybody really wins in the long run with this.
Yeah, Dr. Kyles, let's bring you into this as well. You have watched so many cases like this over the years. How do you see this?
Well, Alex, it's a very sobering subject, and as a theologian, I look through a second set of eyes, a spiritual set of eyes. We see in many cases our peer cities that have crime czars. They bring them in to work with law enforcement. What Memphis needs is a youth and young adult empowerment czar. We need to start working at the elementary and the middle school ages. Violence is rampant through our community, particularly in areas that are dominated and populated with brown people. We've got to fix this, and we have to look at it like it is a disease. And the way we do that is create opportunities for them to be engaged with positive mentors, have opportunities to access resources, behavioral scientists. What we need is to create a university for individuals to come through this process that when they come out, they will have positive social experiences.
Dr. Fisher, as a community as a whole, though, I mean, this one really hits and digs deep for a lot of folks. I mean, not just in Memphis, there were a lot of folks who were just diehard fans of young Dolph, his music, what he meant to them. And a lot of people are now kind of wondering, where do we go from here with this?
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. I echo and affirm what Brother Kyles is saying. And I'm also thinking about it from a spiritual lens as well as it relates to justice. And this just doesn't feel like a just verdict. And what Govan said himself was that this system is corrupt. And so part of what people across the country and across the globe are trying to sift through are the remains of so many broken lives and a system that touts justice but doesn't seem to manifest it in moments like these. So what we need is all of what Brother Kyles recommended and a much more robust conversation about what is happening in what I like to call our criminal injustice system.
How concerned are you both, though, about, it seems like in Memphis, again, emotions happen running high, especially in lieu of what just happened today, about making sure the community stays calm and cool. Are you concerned about any potential violence?
Well, I sent my mother a text last week, and it just said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." She immediately responded, "For they will be called the children of God." And I think about the dynamics of our city and what we're dealing with. It's an epidemic, but it's not only an epidemic in Memphis, it's an epidemic across all chocolate cities. And so what we have to do is find solutions to have better behavior. And we're seeing this. Over 100,000 students in Memphis City Schools, Memphis and Shelby County City Schools, there's a large percentage that come from violent atmospheres, and we've got to change that paradigm. There's got to be a paradigm shift.
Dr. Fisher, you as well, do you think there is any potential people will act out because of this verdict, and what are you hoping?
I always hope for the best, but I'm sober enough and pragmatic enough to understand as long as it is easier for people to get access to guns and drugs than it is for them to get access to jobs that make them feel confident in a career, or education that puts some, I would say, black consciousness in their brains. We always have to worry about situations like this spilling over into something much more negative and not something much more positive, which is what I hope we all hope for. But that means all of us have to roll up our sleeves and do the best we can to stop these instances from occurring so often.
That's for sure. Dr. Kyles, we saw the state called 8 witnesses, including Young Dolph's sister, his head of security, the confessed killer Cornelius Smith, Smith's girlfriend. What went wrong, you think?
Well, outside of this particular case, Alex, I'm often thinking about the opportunities that we've seen throughout this cycle. This is a vicious cycle. So we're seeing families, communities. One person gets killed today on this side of the argument, another person gets killed. So at some point, we have to stop the killing. And I'm not certain on the legal parameters, but I do know from the spiritual side, we need to have our churches invested in teaching conflict resolutions. It should be a conflict resolution ministry in every church. Teaching our individuals in this community, should be having conversations with our families, teaching conflict resolution, so our children won't be enticed to take whatever it is to go out and be an urban mercenary. We have too much of that going on in all of our chocolate cities.
And Dr. Fisher, the last word is yours. What are you hoping here? What did you see with the prosecution itself? I know I got a number of phone calls, some people saying, well, what happened? What happened with the DA's office in this? Why was their case so weak, according
and this
to them?
is why we rely on people like you to ask them those questions so that they can explain for themselves. I'm not trying to be an armchair quarterback, but I too, as I said at the beginning, look at this case on its face and say it seems like it would be an open and shut case. So something seems to have gone wrong. Not much different than what happened when Tyree Nichols was killed. I appreciate what Dr. Kyles is saying about what churches should and must do, and I try to do my best to make sure I'm living into that. And at the same time, as long as we are in a system and a structure that makes this type of action more appealing, and in some instances seem to cover and coddle this type of violent behavior, I think we are still swimming upstream, and we have to do more about that.
And Dr. Fisher, Dr. Kyles, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you, sir.
Especially today. Let's continue these conversations.
Absolutely. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back.